Hi friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss what is a list, different types of lists such as ordered list, unordered list and definition list. So all these concepts I will discuss in detail for you. So I sincerely request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. A list must contain one or more list elements. Suppose let's say that you want to list out your hobbies, then you will specify all your hobbies. Similarly, you want to specify the languages which you know in the resume, then you will keep the heading as languages and then you will list all the languages which you know. Suppose let me give an example here. So I want to say a list is languages and I want to have a list of elements like C, C++, Java, Python, all these are the languages you know. So here C, C++, Java, Python, I can say them as list elements and languages is the list here. So like this we can have a list. Now HTML supports three types of lists. One is unordered list, ordered list and definition list. In unordered list, all the list items are displayed using the plain bullets. Now you can see here the languages I have provided the list elements using the bullets. So unordered list will have the list of items using the plain bullets. So here there is no order or sequence. Now you can see here what are the languages I know I have listed here like C, C++, Java, Python, HTML, CSS, all these languages I know I have highlighted here or I have provided as a list of items. Now does I provided any order here? Can I say like C1, C++2, Java 3, 4, Python, like that I have not ordered. So such kind of list we can say unordered list. In unordered list there is no sequence or special order. The list of items will be provided using the bullet points. Whereas ordered list, all the elements will be provided in the order. Now you can look at here. When I have written the HTML supports three types of list, I have ordered here 1 unordered list, 2 ordered list, 3 definition list. Now you can see there is an order or a sequence. Such kind of list we will call it as an ordered list. An ordered list is a collection of related items that have a sequence or an order. In ordered list, the list items will be displayed using numbers by default. So here you can look at HTML supports three types of lists. 1 I have written unordered list, 2 ordered list, 3 definition list. So the list elements are ordered using the numbers like 1, 2, 3. Now let me discuss about the definition list. Whenever we write any document, we want to provide set of definitions. Like suppose if I write a definition for HTML, I want to write it the full form, hypertext markup language. Similarly, I want to write URL and I want to write its definition, uniform resource locator. Similarly, I want to write something about the Python. I want to write Python is a very simple programming language. It is free and open source. Like that I want to provide the definition term and definition description. Now look at here, the HTML we will say it as definition term and hypertext markup language we'll call it as a definition description. So like this, if you want to create in HTML, then you can use the definition list. If you observe in dictionary or encyclopedia, we will have a particular definition term and then we will have the definition description. Like that we can use the definition list in HTML. Now let me discuss how can we create a unordered list in HTML. If you want to create an unordered list, then you need to use the tag called UL and you need to close with UL. So the UL tag is useful for you to create an unordered list in HTML. Now an unordered list will have a set of list items, right? If you want to provide the list item, then you need to open the li tag, and then you need to provide the list item, and then you need to close the li tag. Similarly, if you want to provide another list item, then you need to open the li tag, and then you need to provide the list item, and then you need to close the li tag. So like this you can create an unordered list in HTML. Practically we will discuss these things. So I will go to the desktop. Now let me go to the HTML programs, and you can see several programs are there, like first.html, headings.html, images.html, paragraph, second HTML, table, text formatting. All these concepts I have discussed in the earlier videos. If you want, you can refer those videos in my YouTube channel called Parnika Tutorials, and I have created a playlist called HTML. Now let me create the new text document, and the name of the text document I want to keep it as list, and I need to change the extension of this document. I need to keep it as either HTML or HTML. Then it is asking me, are you sure you want to change it? Yes, I want to change it. I will right click on this one, and I will click on open with, and I will select Notepad++. This is an IDE you can use to write the HTML program. Now you need to start with doc type HTML, and then you need to have the HTML open tag and then HTML close tag. And in the HTML tag you will have mainly two tags. One is the head tag and body tag. The head tag will consist of the title, metadata, etc. Now let me provide the title for this web page. I want to provide it as lists in HTML. This is the title I want to provide. So I need to write the title in between the title open tag and close tag. Whatever the content you want to display in the web page, that information you need to write in the body tag. So I have opened the body tag and closed the body tag. And here I want to write some heading using H1, and I will write unordered list, and let me close the H1 tag. And what is the use of this H1 tag? It gives the heading in large font size. And now I need to create an unordered list. So unordered list, if you want to create, you need to use the UL open tag and close tag. And any list item you need to provide, you need to use the li tag, and I want to write it as C, and I need to provide it and with li. And similarly I want to have another list item like C++, and let me end this one. Then similarly let me open the li tag, and let me write Java li end, and then again open the li tag, and let me write Python, and again end the li tag. Like this you can provide the list of items. Now here I want to keep a heading like languages. Okay, now what we will do, we will run this program. Let me save this one, and let me go to the HTML programs, and then you can see lists.html. I will right click on this one, open with Microsoft Edge. You can use any of the browser. I have Firefox, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. Let me run this one on the Microsoft Edge. Now you can see we got an unordered list having languages, and list items are C, C++, Java, Python. Like this we got the output. Now you can see by default here the list items are presented using the bullet. If I want to change the type to a circle or to a square, that also I can do. Let me open this Notepad++, and here if I want to change the type, I can use an attribute called type, and I can provide what kind of value I need to do. Either I can use the circle or I can use the square, like this. So first what I will do, I will use the type as circle. Again I will copy and paste. Here I will use the square, and without using that one, I will display again another one. So I am providing the type as circle, square, and I am not providing anything. Then by default it will come in the form of a disk. Let me save this one, open the Microsoft Edge, and let me refresh it. Now you can see we got 3 lists, and you can see long ways is the list items are displayed using the circles. Let me zoom it little bit so that it will be clear for you. Now you can see we have 3 lists. All the list items and lists are same here, only the way they are represented is different. Here the list items are displayed using the circles, here it was displayed using the square, here it was displayed using the disk, or I can say bullets. So like this you can use the unordered list in HTML. Now we will discuss about the ordered list in HTML. As I said earlier, an ordered list is a collection of related items that have a special order or a sequence, whereas unordered list does not have a special order or a sequence, but when it comes to the ordered list, they have a special order or sequence. If you want to create an ordered list in HTML, then you need to use the tag called OL, open tag, and close tag of OL. If you want to have the list items, then you can use the LI open tag and close tag. Between these two open tags and closing tags, you can provide the list item. Suppose if I want to say Parnika tutorials YouTube channel, that is one list item. Then let me end with LI. Then again I want to have another list item. Okay, Parnika tutorials Instagram page. Okay, let me end with LI. So like this, if you want to have a ordered list, then you can use the OL open tag and closed OL tag. Between that one, if you want to have list items, those things you can do using the LI tag. Now practically we will discuss these things. Let me delete this one. Now I will have Parnika tutorials social media accounts. I want to provide the list, so I will use the OL open tag, OL close tag, and then I want to provide the list items like YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, so let me provide the list item there, and then another list item I want to say Instagram. We are in Instagram also, and then I want to provide another list item, a website. Parnika tutorials YouTube channel has a website also, and similarly we have our Facebook account. Like that we can have the list items. So if you want to have an order list, you need to use the OL tag. When it comes to the unordered list, UL. See, unordered list, how you can remember this tag is, in unordered list you can see unordered. In that one, first one is U. In list the first letter is L, so UL. In ordered list, O is the first letter. In list, L is the first letter, so OL. Like this you can remember the tags in list. Now let me save this one and go to the Microsoft Edge. Let me refresh it. Now you can see we have 2 lists. One is unordered list and another one is an ordered list. As I said earlier, in ordered list you will have the sequence. Now you can see we have 1 YouTube, 2 Instagram, 3 website, 4 Facebook. So there is a natural order is there. By default the ordering will be done with the help of the numbers. Now if you want to change the type, then you can use the type attribute. Let me discuss here. So instead of numbers, I want to change the type to small I. Okay, then you can see how it will work. Now you can see we got the Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. We got the order. If I want the capital Roman numbers, here I can write capital I. Now let me go to the Microsoft Edge. Let me refresh it. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 like that it has been displayed. If you want to display using the lowercase characters or uppercase characters, that also you can do. Let me go to the Notepad++, and then here I will write small a, and again I will create one more order list. Here I will give the type as capital A. Then you can see the difference. Let me go to the Microsoft Edge. Let me refresh it. Now you can see here the order is small a, small v, small c, small d, and here you can see the order as capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Like that you can have the order list in HTML. Now you can observe one thing. Always it is starting with A, B, C, D, like that it is continuing. Again here also it is started with capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D. Again in the numbers it has started with 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. But if you want to change the start value, instead of starting from 1, you want to start from some 10, 11 like that, then you can use an attribute called start attribute. So you can use the start attribute in the OL tag to specify the starting point of numbering you want. So that is the use of the start attribute. Let me provide the start attribute here. I want to provide from starting from D. So I will provide the start value as 4 here. If I want to provide the start value as 10, then let me do here. So here I have provided the start value as 10. Here the start value I have provided as 4. Let me see the difference here. Let me go to the Microsoft Edge and let me refresh it. Now as I have provided the start value as 4 for this list, it has started from D. Whereas for this list I have provided the start value as 10, so it has started from the 10th character, which is J, and then K, L, M like that it has been ordered. Now if you want to have from the numbers only, then you can remove the type, because by default it is numbers. Then it will start from 4, then it will go 5, 6 like that. If I want to display the output, let me refresh it. Now you can see here the list has been started with number 4, then it went to 5, 6, 7 like that. So this is the use of the start attribute. I hope you have understood the unordered list and ordered list. Now let me discuss about the definition list in HTML. As I said earlier, a definition list supports a list style where entries are listed like in a dictionary or encyclopedia. So you will have the definition term and definition description. So if you want to have a definition list in HTML, you need to use the DL, open tag and close tag. And every definition list will have the definition terms and definition description. Now you can ask me, sir, what is the definition term? Suppose let's take that I'm taking the full form of HTML. So I can say this is my definition term. HTML is the definition term. And if I'm writing the definition for it, let's take that I'm writing it as hypertext markup language. So here I can say this is my definition description. So a definition list will have definition term and definition description. If you want to provide the definition term, then you need to use the DT tag. Okay, so you can write the DT tag and then whatever the term you want to write, and then you can close the DT term, and then you need to provide the definition description. Then you can use the DD tag. Whatever the description you want to write, that description you can write in between the open tag of DD and close tag of DD. So like this you can create a definition list and definition terms and definition description in HTML. Practically we will look at all these things. Let me open the Notepad++, and here I will use the definition list. So I will write DL open, and then I can close the DL tag. and then I need to have the definition term. So let me write here as HTML and let me close the DT tag. And then I want to have the definition description, so I will use the DD tag and then I will write hypertext markup language. Anything you can write is the definition description, and then let me end the definition description. Similarly, I want to write another definition term like URL, and definition description I want to write it as uniform resource locator. Similarly, I want to write another definition term Java, and definition description I want to write it as it is an object oriented programming language. Let me end the definition description. So like this I can create a definition list and definition terms and definition description in HTML. Let me execute this one in Microsoft Edge. Let me refresh it. Now you can see we have the definition terms, definition descriptions. If you want the have an heading, then you can do like this. I can write it as definition list in HTML. Let me save this one again, go to the Microsoft Edge, let me refresh it. Now you can see definition list in HTML, then you have the definition term called HTML, and definition description has hypertext markup language. Like this we can create the ordered list, unordered list and definition list in HTML. Similarly, we can have the nested list in HTML. List inside another list, we can say it as nested list. Let me discuss practically how can we create a nested list. Like in ordered list I will have an unordered list, or in an ordered list I will have another ordered list, in an unordered list I will have another unordered list. Like that, in a one list I want to have another list. How to do it we will discuss practically here. Let me delete all these things. Let me have this languages only, and inside a language I want to have the definition term and definition description. So I will have the DL opening tag and DL closing tag, and then I will write a definition term called C, and let me end the definition term tag, and then I will write the definition description like C is very simple programming language. Okay, then let me end the definition description. Okay, similarly C++ I want to have some definition term and then definition description. So I will have the DL opening tag and DL close tag. Let me copy this one and again paste it here. So I will write here C++, and C++ is an extension to C, something I want to write. Similarly, for Java I want to say that it is an object oriented programming language. Okay, let me copy this definition term and definition descriptions. Here I want to write it as Java, and then I want to write it is an object oriented programming language. Now you can observe one thing. I have an unordered list. In the unordered list, I have the list items. Inside the list item, I have created another list called definition list. Like this, we can create a nested list. Let's observe the output. Let me go to the Microsoft Edge. Let me refresh it. Now you can see languages. We have the unordered list. In the unordered list, we have the definition terms like C, C++, Java, Python. And for each one, you have the definition description also. C is very simple programming language. C++ is an extension to C. Java is an object-oriented programming language. Like this, we have a nested list in HTML. I hope you have understood how to create an unordered list, ordered list, definition list, and nested list in HTML. If you still have any doubts related to these concepts, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will be very happy to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.